Yuya Asan Anu at Nicholas Bookstore on Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 4 p.m., where he will be hosting a workshop on self-actualization with the cosmic forces of West Africa. In this workshop, you will learn how to self-actualize through the universal energies that govern the laws and character of the cosmos. This workshop is a continuation of the Unleashing of Cosmic Forces of West Africa series that is currently being enjoyed by thousands of listeners on Chief Yuya's popular blog talk radio show, Enlightenment and Transformation. The workshop is Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Nicholas Bookstore, which is located at 570 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11217. The cost of this event is $10 at the door. Be prepared to change your life through aligning your spiritual faculties with their corresponding cosmic archetypes. Meet Chief Jugna Haru Yuya Asan Anu at Nicholas Bookstore on Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nicholas Bookstore is located at 570 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. For the workshop, Self-Actualization with the Cosmic Forces of West Africa. The first 10 people to RSVP on the Enlightened Spirit Meetup website will receive a free one-question reading. That's right, the first 10 people to RSVP on the Enlightened Spirit Meetup at www.meetup.com/African-Spirit-Workers/ will receive a free one-question reading. See you at Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn, New York for the workshop Self-Actualization with the Cosmic Forces of West Africa. And now, back to our segment.
All right, family, here we are. We're back again. Foundational Fridays on the Enlightenment and Transformation channel via Blog Talk Radio. And as always, I am Yuya Asan Anu. I'm saying things, and I've said it on shows prior. Because sometimes, and I think this was really apparent when I did the Yusuf L show, and a lot of people reached in. A lot of the callers who were calling in, you could hear the pain they were in. And Yusuf L and I, we spoke about that after the show. He was like, wow, because his show is not really like a spiritual show. He deals more with law. He deals with natural law and things like that, and correcting your status and so forth and so on. So it was somewhat of a new experience. Plus, we did it on a day that he doesn't, or a time of day that he doesn't normally do. We just spoke about the people who normally call into his show for other things, how much pain they were in. And they had an opportunity while I was there. I was doing readings and just speaking to them about different things, but you can really hear the pain. So, I'm saying this now not to say, hey, you're messing up my email box, but I'm saying I know you guys are going through stuff. I know there's a lot of people out there hurting. I know that. And this is one of the reasons why I do these segments, and I give you things that you can start applying. And obviously that's why you reach out to me, because either something has started working or you feel like I may be able to help you with what you're going through. So please use the proper ways to get in touch with me, or your request or your query may get lost in the shuffle and you will not get the help that you're looking for at the time that you're looking for. Nothing gets dropped. Like, we don't just delete emails or anything like that. But certain people answer certain emails. And I am the last point of contact unless you're getting a consultation or you're calling into the show on the third Fridays of every month. Okay? If you're sending questions to questions at a new or any of those places, I want you to know that I don't answer those emails. Those emails are answered for me and they're sorted out. And if they can't answer them, then they send them up to me. All right, so just a note, so you can kind of understand how things work a little bit better, and maybe they'll be a bit more efficient for you going forward. And that goes for students too. You know where to submit assignments and things like that. Use the single portals of things that are in front of you. I know everybody wants, especially the students, you want all these different ways to contact me, and you want a lot of things. And I want you to keep in mind that some of the things that you want certainly would be probably offered in like a university level course, certainly. But you wouldn't pay $99, or some of you have paid even less than that, $39, $29, $15, free. You wouldn't pay that at a university, okay? And there is certainly a large staff and team that presents certain things to you. But we also should be familiar with Ajay. Ajay is the name for the witches, right? The Wajet, the Uajet, or who we also call the Iyami, or who we also call the Awon Ileye. And Iyami is Iya, which is mother, and me, which is mine. So Iyami just means my mother. So sometimes you'll hear other entities referred to as Iyami. Like, for instance, when a lot of times when people are consecrated to Oya, or especially Nanan Buruku, you'll hear her referred to as Iyami. Okay, but what they're saying is, this is my mother now, So the full name is actually Iyami Osoronga. Iyami Osoronga. Okay, but Monday, for instance, in Yoruba land, is called Ajay. That's the name of that day. Monday is Ajay, which is the day of wealth. I know here, Monday, moon, Luna, lunatics, where you get that from, but we usually associate it with moon energies, or especially Yemoja. But actually, technically and traditionally, Monday is actually the day for the Ajay. That's really actually Monday's day. So Monday is your day for wealth. Now, you might say, well, the work week starts on Monday. You think that had anything? Of course, these people study your stuff. These people study your stuff more than you study it. Okay? But, it's how energy moves. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that on Mondays you have to do any rituals to the Ajay or worship Ajay. It doesn't mean that, just so you know. There is certain days that we do certain things, all right, and there's different calendars that we work with, okay. But Ajay, A-J-E, means wealth. And on the 4th, because this month has five Fridays. So on the 4th Friday of this month, I'll actually be getting into the energy of the Ajay as well as Lakshmi. But anyway, back to Oshun. We're dealing with wealth rituals. And the first ritual that I want us to be conscious of is this. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things, right? Real simple. You've heard that before. I know you have. Probably seen it on t-shirts, probably seen it on bumper stickers. Okay, but it's a very real thing. And this is actually the energy of Oshun at work. She reminds us of that thoughts become things. Oshun is the law of attraction, so as I said in my book. 20 people in a room, and you're chanting together. So her being the law of attraction, and one of them is a skeptic. And they're like, this isn't working. I want to leave. I feel uncomfortable, so forth and so on. That now becomes your ritual. Rituals always fall to the lowest common denominator. I want you to be very clear on that. The lowest common denominator. This is one of the reasons why when you go to certain religious institutions, right, you would probably ask yourself, well, hey, some of the stuff they have here is good. Treat people well. Treat them like you treat yourself. Take care of the earth. Preserve it. Be kind. Worship God. Like there's some, don't kill people. There's like good basic tenets in most religions. So why is it that these religions have not had the power yet to completely transform everyone who comes in contact with them? And the reason is because when people assemble in these places, the power of the experience always falls to the lowest common denominator. So if there's someone in there who's only there because maybe they're stealing money, or they're there for sexual reasons or social reasons even, then that is what the experience will become. It just becomes that and nothing more, regardless of how high you were able to ascend and assail with your spiritual energies. Is always going to drop back down to that lowest common denominator, which may just be someone smoking a cigarette in the bathroom while the service is going on, unaware of what they're actually doing. nor sometimes people are aware of what they're doing. Okay, so that's why I'm sharing this idea that forces become things, and the importance of going into your rituals, wealth rituals especially, with the right mindset. Okay, now later on this month, I think it's not the second. You got to look at the calendar. Well, if not the second, it'll be the 5th. I think actually it's the fifth Friday. I'll actually be digging into this idea of current, and how it relates to spiritual current or spiritual currency. I refer to it often, when I'm doing interviews or sometimes even on this show, but I'm pretty sure I've never really totally broken it down and explained it, and this is certainly in the coming new year that's soon approaching, like I said, spring is the new year for me. I'm going to go even more basic. I think I try to stay as basic as possible, when I'm teaching. And though I could kick it up to 6th gear, but most times there's no point in doing that. Ola. Okay? Oshun Osho. Oshun Osho. Oshun Osho. Oshun Onile Owo Ola. Okay? And then once you do that, you're going to let Oshun know that, hey, I'm burning this incense for you. This is for you. And the reason I'm burning this incense is because this is what will come into my life. Pay attention to the words I used. I didn't say I want, I need. Because I'm burning this for you because this is what will come into my life. And then you whatever it is you need, maybe it's car payment or something, or just, you just want to test it out, see if it'll work, but you're attracting wealth in. And the key is you have to be very sensitive to how that wealth manifests for you. Be very sensitive to how that wealth manifests. Okay, maybe a job offer, maybe a weekend gig. Hey, can you give me a lift somewhere? I'll give you a little money for your time and your gas money. Whatever, okay? It's not always going to be something falling out of the sky. You may hit the number, okay? You may hit the number. I'm an advocate of playing the number. I don't play them myself because I can't keep track of them. But when you're doing rituals, if you have like a regular 9 to 5, and you're not really in a situation like someone who owns their own business where they're getting new clients and things, and extra money will kind of come out of the sky for you, only through playing numbers and stuff. Go ahead and play the number, but while you're doing your rituals. Okay, and you might dream of the number or something like that. So you kind of want to increase your chances of openings being made. It's kind of like people who want to do rituals to find a mate, but they never leave the home. You kind of make it really difficult unless it's going to be like your mailman, or mail woman, or the cable installer, or a burglar. Hide your kids, close your doors. Unless that's going to happen, then you're not going to really meet anyone, or you just make it real difficult to work with you in that sense. Okay, so that's a very simple ritual, right? All you're doing is basically burning incense, and the ingredients are handpicked based on money. That invokes the aspect or the camino or the road of Oshun that deals with wealth. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's go to another one. Okay, now for this one, we're going to do a bath. Bath is simple, right? Everyone can kind of do a bath, and if you cannot do a bath, like, I know sometimes we live in environments where maybe we don't feel too comfortable sitting in the bathtub, maybe we're staying with a friend or something like that in the bathtub, do it as often as you want to do it, okay, or until you come out of your money jam. All right, that's kind of my feeling when it comes to certain rituals. Just keep adding into the bank when you're doing certain rituals. You're adding into your Ashe bank. You're dropping money in. So just when do you want to stop putting money in the bank? The proverbial bank. But this particular bath, it's a money bath, but it's a little different. It's actually used to bring money to you. Okay, so it's not the same as the type of bath that you would use to like get a job. Okay, that's different. All right, this bath is to kind of put yourself in the flow. And that's what this does. These particular ingredients, they put you into a spiritual flow of where the money is at, but it makes you very attractive to Owo, to the entity of Owo, who is, Owo is money, but also a form of cowrie shells. We call them Owo. There's Owo and there's Ero, right? So, Owo, this particular bath is like it's kind of like an offering to Owo. Okay, so when Owo senses it or sees it in the spiritual realm, Owo comes after you, not in a good way though. Owo follows you and runs up to you and stays close to you because you are now imbued and covered in the ingredients and the essence of what Owo likes to be around. All right, so that's the science of consecration. We did some consecrations at the Ile this past Strong In weekend for some of you. And it was pretty cool. And the thing about it, as I always say with consecrations, is usually the first step I like to start at. And again, for those of you who are interested in consecrations, you can reach out at questions@anewNation.org, because sometimes I get questions about consecrations in the wrong spot. But you have to get a 15-minute reading first before we do the consecration. 15-minute readings are cheap. All right, and that way I can read what energy you come out of and whose energy you should be imbued with. So, I don't really like to just go into ritual like that. I like to do a reading first and have some conversation, some dialogue. But that's what a consecration is, and this is like, this ritual is similar, where you imbue yourself with the ashe of a particular energy to make yourself attracted to it. It would almost be like if you wanted to serve vampires and you consecrated yourself to the vampire clan, so you bathed yourself in blood and walked around covered in blood all the time. You would let them know, hey, I want to be a part of what you're doing, or, whatever. So, and that may not have been the best example, but Owo is not going to hurt you. Owo is money. You want Owo to always stick to you like a magnet. You want Owo nearby. River water, that's even better. But if you don't have access to this, because this is a money ritual, so I know you may not, $7, you may not have it. It's okay. You can use tap water. What's really effective is if you have a little bit of green powder in the house or a little bit of chlorophyll, is to add even just a tablespoon of that to the water. Okay, it will reinvigorate it. All right, if you have it, a little bit of green powder or chlorophyll, and add it to the water. Okay, you're going to take a bath with that. Okay, you're going to take a bath with that mixture for 5 days in a row. Okay, 5 days in a row. So obviously it's good when you're getting ready to do an interview. So like, say if you're getting ready to do an interview, you would do the interview, you'd want it to be on the 5th day. Right, so let's say if you bathe that dawning and the interview is later that day, so that way you would have the energy and the ashe from 4 days prior and that day of that bath on you. You can't go wrong. You can't fail with that one. You would definitely get the gig. Okay, so that's a very effective bath ritual that you can do. And like I said, I'm kind of keeping it simple, especially for people who maybe only have access, because I know a lot of the people I work with and the people who listen to the show, you don't necessarily have like botanicas and African markets where you live. A lot of folks are kind of in far out spots, and so I try to, when possible, I try to give ingredients that you can get just right in your regular supermarket, or in your own yard. And when that's not possible, just so you know, we are in the process of establishing an online store on OrishaReligion.com, because the area where I live in, and plus because of some of my Nigerian contacts, I'm able to get a lot of herbs and items that pretty much no one can get unless you have someone who's shipping barrels back and forth to and from Nigeria, which I have, so or I have access to. So that will be soon coming, and very soon. So some of those ingredients that you guys have been struggling about and you email me about, you'll be able to get from me on that site. And obviously, of course, like everything else, I pretty much make everything very affordable. All right. So I'm going to give you another one for those who already have employment but they need to make something happen on the jobs they have, whether they need another position or maybe need this one's even good, like if you want to get fired and want to get that unemployment, okay, but be careful with that because they're cutting that stuff left and right, state by state. So that hustle may be drying up, but this one is really good if you already have something and you want to create a new opportunity on the job that you currently have, right? So what you're going to do is, and for this, it's good to have access to your workplace. Okay, so I'm not really one of those money hungry babalao or anything like that. I use magic to get what I need, and it works, and then it's more fun that way. So in order to stimulate the process of receiving, you have to give. That is the greatest ritual you could do. If you just did that, you would see humongous benefits in your life, and give unconditionally. Not just give so that way you can post on Facebook later how you gave something to somebody, or so you can just pat yourself on the back and feel better about yourself, but just give because it just flows from you. And the more you do it, the more it will flow. Okay, especially giving without expectation. So then the more receiving will flow, and you'll receive without expectation, which makes it real powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one last ritual before we head out. And again, for more rituals, to get into more of this, sign up for the class. Sign up for our new spiritual training, and I'll give you a whole lot more, especially in phase 2, because phase 2 deals with actually working with spirits a lot more than like phase 1. Phase 1 deals with working with your soul, working with you more, and getting yourself on point. So that way, when you come to these rituals and you start doing them, they make sense. They actually, what you're doing, and you're not bumbling, and more so than that, not just bumbling, but you also are coming with your whole body, as I say. You're coming with your whole self. You're not coming fractured and with all these different issues, because remember, thoughts become forces, and thoughts, they're not just forces, but like I said before, scientists have determined that thoughts become cells. So every time you have a thought, you generate a brain, not a brain cell, but you generate a cell in your body. I think that's just an amazing thing. So a misaligned thought will create a misaligned cell, which will eventually lead to a sickness. I think that's just amazing, but that it's a force. Everything leads to something. But what predates that thought is a spiritual inkling. It's a spiritual decision to go into a certain direction. All right. So if you can always make the spiritual decision to flow and to give, okay, to pass off, because this whole existence is about passing things off, and that even helps when you're in a situation where you're dealing with someone who's belligerent, and they're just coming at you. Just pass it back to them. It's like playing what's that game with the little power thing? Badminton. Put that in there as well. Badminton. Do not email me asking me what Otan is. Google it. Okay, I said it for a reason, because I'm introducing new herbs to you. Okay, these are all different things that you can put in there, and you shave it down, and then you can put some of that in there, and you're gonna add the rainwater to it, but you're gonna put just enough rainwater to cover everything that you put in there, so you're not gonna fill it up like to the brim. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that multicolored cloth and you're gonna wrap it around the entire pot. Okay, wrap it around the entire pot, and then you're going to sit that on your shrine or wherever, and, or you can just put it in the corner of your house. You could put it, near where you put money. Like if you have like a change jar, a lot of us have change jars. Put it near your change jar, okay, and that's sacred to Oya, okay, and all you're going to do is you're just going to speak to Oya over it, okay, to attract and bring the winds of money into your life. To make sure that money is given to you that is owed to you. Very important. Now, you always have money owed to you, even though you don't realize it. It's not just that, you lent somebody money, now they got to give you money. It's not just that. But when you come into the planet, remember, you come with certain things that were already given to you at the beginning of your existence, but you may not have transformed yourself enough to receive them. So this helps with that, okay? So you may find some shaking up going on in your life after this ritual, but what all you guys going to start doing is shaping you into the personality and the character that can receive that money that was sitting there waiting for you that you didn't get. Okay, but this one is really good to attract money, but also to get people to give you money. Okay, so for anyone who's looking for venture capitalists, you're looking for investors, this is the type of pot that you want to make for yourself and just have all the time, you know, and you'll find that people will want to give you money. Okay, so that has been our wealth rituals for this segment of Foundational Friday. And all this month, we're going to be hitting wealth stuff. So I'm going to hit some more rituals, of course. And, you know, if you have questions about any of these rituals, you can call in on the third Friday of this month, and, you know, into this show. You can call in on the third Friday. You can even Skype in as well. And the call-in number is 347-945-7680. Again, that's 347-945-7680. And, of course, you all can use that to get in touch with me and, you know, ask your questions about these rituals, or if you've gone through all of them by then and you want some more. Though I know you wouldn't have, because some of these herbs need to steep for 21 days. All right? So, you know, don't cheat. Don't cheat yourself. But in any event, that has been our segment, and it's been a pleasure. And look out for more rituals. Actually, just about in every show this month, I'm going to get deeper and deeper. So I started with some simple ones in this show, and by the time we get to our fifth Friday of the month, we'll be doing some more complex Ifa-based rituals. So if you get an opportunity to get your Atari, which is your guinea pepper, and your obi, your kola nuts, if you have any outlets where you can get those now, I would suggest it would be a good time to, you know, buy a few, because some of the wealth rituals we're going to be doing then will, you know, use those ingredients. All right. But until next time, I am Yuya Asan Anu signing off, and this has been our show. Odabo.
Be prepared to change your life through aligning your spiritual faculties with their corresponding cosmic archetypes. Meet Chief Jugna Haru Yuya Asan Anu at Nicholas Bookstore on Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nicholas Bookstore is located at 570 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. For the workshop, Self-Actualization with the Cosmic Forces of West Africa. The first 10 people to RSVP on the Enlightened Spirit Meetup website will receive a free one-question reading. That's right, the first 10 people to RSVP on the Enlightened Spirit Meetup at www.meetup.com/African-Spirit-Workers/ will receive a free one-question reading. See you at Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn, New York for the workshop Self-Actualization with the Cosmic Forces of West Africa. And now, back to our segment.
All right, family, here we are. We're back again. Foundational Fridays on the Enlightenment and Transformation channel via Blog Talk Radio. And as always, I am Yuya Asan Anu. I'm saying things, and I've said it on shows prior. Because sometimes, and I think this was really apparent when I did the Yusuf L show, and a lot of people reached in. A lot of the callers who were calling, you could hear the pain they were in. And Yusuf L and I, we spoke about that after the show. He was like, wow, because his show is not really like a spiritual show. He deals more with law. He deals with natural law and things like that, and correcting your status and so forth and so on. So it was somewhat of a new experience.
Yuya Asan Anu at Nicholas Bookstore on Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 4 p.m., where he will be hosting a workshop on self-actualization with the cosmic forces of West Africa. In this workshop, you will learn how to self-actualize through the universal energies that govern the laws and character of the cosmos. This workshop is a continuation of the Unleashing of Cosmic Forces of West Africa series that is currently being enjoyed by thousands of listeners on Chief Yuya's popular blog talk radio show, Enlightenment and Transformation. The workshop is Sunday, January 19th from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Nicholas Bookstore, which is located at 570 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11217. The cost of this event is $10 at the door.
We did it on a day that he doesn't, or a time of day that he doesn't normally do. We just spoke about the people who normally call into his show for other things, how much pain they were in. And they had an opportunity while I was there. I was doing readings and just speaking to them about different things, but you can really hear the pain. So, I'm saying this now not to say, hey, you're messing up my email box, but I'm saying I know you guys are going through stuff. I know there's a lot of people out there hurting. I know that. And this is one of the reasons why I do these segments, and I give you things that you can start applying. And obviously that's why you reach out to me, because either something has started working or you feel like I may be able to help you with what you're going through. So please use the proper ways to get in touch with me, or your request or your query may get lost in the shuffle and you will not get the help that you're looking for at the time that you're looking for. Nothing gets dropped. Like, we don't just delete emails or anything like that. But certain people answer certain emails, and I am the last point of contact unless you're getting a consultation or you're calling into the show on the third Fridays of every month. Okay, if you're sending questions to questions at Anu or any of those places, I want you to know that I don't answer those emails. Those emails are answered for me and they're sorted out. And if they can't answer them, then they send them up to me. All right, so just a note, so you can kind of understand how things work a little bit better, and maybe they'll be a bit more efficient for you going forward. And that goes for students too. You know where to submit assignments and things like that. Use the single portals of things that are in front of you. I know everybody wants, especially the students, you want all these different ways to contact me, and you want a lot of things. And I want you to keep in mind that some of the things that you want certainly would be probably offered in like a university level course.